if I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez.
As boxing enthusiasts prepare for a thrilling 2025, rumors of a historic fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have swept the boxing world once more. Canelo Alvarez put out the fires of this eagerly awaited clash a few months ago, but this time around, a startling argument between boxing friends Terence Crawford and Turki Alalshikh is the reason why the bout might not take place in 2025. Canelo doesn't worry me. Canelo isn't on my mind. I don't look at bouts beforehand, so I'm just concentrating on Israel, Mame, in a little manner. Is this a prelude to your ideal fight? Talks about a potential fight with Terence Crawford were put on hold by Canelo Alvarez because he believed they were taking attention away from his September unified super middleweight championship match. During this time, Terence Crawford and Turki Alalshikh were under pressure to make this work, but Canelo's actions destroyed the show and any plans they had. When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp who would say, you're not ready for this, that's a big lad, he's powerful, and it's a discussion, it's not simply, oh man, you will whoop his ass. That's what Turki Alalshikh had in mind. Yes man, I'm not right now when Canelo is completely prepared to talk and accept the fight and has no fight to divert him. The major is Crawford. The world of boxing is abuzz with speculation surrounding Canelo Alvarez's future fights, particularly his potential matchups with David Benavidez and Terence Crawford. Recently, Alvarez has made headlines by demanding a hefty $200 million purse to fight Benavidez, a significant increase from his previous $100 million demand. This dramatic hike reflects the high stakes Alvarez perceives in facing Benavidez, primarily due to the size and skill disparity that could pose a considerable risk to his legacy. In earlier discussions, Alvarez had floated a figure of $150 million for a hypothetical fight against Crawford. During an interview, when asked about the payout he would require for such a bout, Alvarez candidly mentioned the $150 million figure. However, whether this was a serious demand or mere posturing remains unclear. The ambiguity surrounding Alvarez's statement has left many wondering if this high asking price contributed to the apparent stall in negotiations for what could have been a blockbuster matchup between him and Crawford. The prospect of a Canelo-Crawford fight has captivated boxing enthusiasts for months, with fans eager to see these two champions clash in the ring. Yet, the recent comments from Alvarez seem to dampen the likelihood of this showdown materializing anytime soon. His substantial monetary demands, especially in light of his $200 million request for a fight with Benavidez, suggest that Alvarez is highly selective about his opponents, considering both the financial and legacy implications of each fight. Alvarez's reasoning behind the $200 million demand for Benavidez centers on the perceived risk and challenge the fight poses. Standing across from Benavidez, Alvarez would face a younger, larger, and highly skilled opponent, factors that contribute to the heightened risk. In Alvarez's view, the substantial financial reward he seeks is justified by the danger and difficulty of the matchup. Meanwhile, the fight with Terence Crawford appears to be on hold indefinitely. Crawford, a dominant figure in the welterweight division, presents a different kind of challenge for Alvarez. Their potential clash, dubbed by some as a super fight, has sparked considerable interest from fans and promoters alike. Despite this, the exorbitant financial demands seem to have stalled any progress towards making this fight a reality. Whether this is a strategic move by Alvarez or simply a reflection of the current state of boxing negotiations remains a topic of debate. In the midst of these high-profile negotiations, Alvarez is preparing for his upcoming fight against Edgar Berlanga Jr., set for September 14th in Las Vegas. This event will coincide with a major UFC show, creating a significant moment in combat sports where boxing and mixed martial arts will share the spotlight. Alvarez's bout against Berlanga is highly anticipated as it represents another chapter in his illustrious career. Alvarez's public comments about the $150 million price tag for a fight with Crawford and the $200 million demand for Benavidez offer a glimpse into his mindset and strategic approach to his career. By setting such high financial expectations, Alvarez signals the seriousness with which he views these potential matchups. His willingness to discuss these figures openly also indicates a level of confidence and control over his career trajectory. Despite the hurdles, the possibility of Alvarez facing either Crawford or Benavidez remains tantalizing. Both fights carry the potential to be monumental events in boxing history, offering fans the chance to witness clashes between some of the sport's finest athletes. The financial negotiations, while complex, are part and parcel of the modern boxing landscape, where the stakes, both financial and legacy-related, are higher than ever. In the world of boxing, where unpredictability is a constant, one truth remains: if both sides genuinely desire a fight, it can and will happen eventually. For now, fans can only wait and hope that the stars align for these dream matchups to become a reality, setting the stage for some of the most memorable nights in boxing history. obviously, but I don't want that fight. I think I need to tell him that more than me. He's a king at 140 right now. Obviously, he's a risk in addition to being a fantastic boxer. He weighs 25 pounds heavier than me when we fight on fight night. It's a risk, but I don't care if the money's right. It can be tomorrow. Well, a $200 million fee would require a massive gate for the promoters to generate any revenue, and Turki Alalshikh knows it very well, taking to his ex-agent to disregard Canelo Alvarez's demand. I heard Canelo said that he respects me but doesn't like the way we do business. As for him respecting me, it doesn't matter to me if he does or not. As for the way I do business, I know why he doesn't like it, because I only target big fights at fair prices. So of course anyone who likes easy fights won't like that. That's not all. Alalshikh even questioned Alvarez's capability as a fighter, as he stated that Canelo was looking for easy fights, and I know how he feels after losing to Bivol. So he's been looking for easier fights ever since. Also, I'm not the one who's afraid of fighting Benovitz or Crawford, therefore I knew he was wasting our time and making excuses with big amounts of money that can't be paid. So I'm continuing my way to make big fights that serve the boxing world, and he's on his way to making easy show only fights right now. Yet Turki has said that he's not interested in the fight anymore. What's your reaction or your response to that? Yeah, wait, see, the situation was disheartening to Terence Crawford, who had seen a fight against Canelo Alvarez as the biggest fight of his career, a fight that'll guarantee him his highest payday after Canelo has delayed talks for months and has now agreed to get a $100 million purse, which is same as Terence Crawford. Crawford has made the decision to ask for a larger purse, claiming that he started the fight in the first place and that he would have been willing to accept the same amount as Canelo Alvarez had it not been for Canelo's reactions over the past few months. This is particularly disheartening when one considers the fact that Crawford was the one who initially demanded the fight and appeared content with whatever money he was receiving from it as long as it was good enough. Canelo is going back and forth with Turki, and if that fight is off the table, are you still motivated by becoming undisputed at 54? If so, what is the biggest motivating goal or fight out there? If so, Terence Crawford has also been arguing that he has more to lose than Canelo in the fight. In addition to losing his World Boxing Association super welterweight title, he also jeopardized his undefeated record of 41 wins and 0 losses. However, Canelo has 62 victories, 2 defeats, and 2 draws, so another defeat wouldn't significantly harm his record since, without a doubt, he lost the fight in the first place. After defeating WBA super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov in August to become a 4-weight world champion, Terence Crawford is now among the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. The boxing world is all over Crawford. What is the most important thing? To be honest, the Canelo fight was my drive, but what is the greatest inspiring objective or fight out there? Since making his Riyadh season debut in his bout against Mad, the American has been associated with many high-profile opponents for his next bout, including unified super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fans eager to see Terence Crawford back in the ring will have to exercise patience a bit longer, as his anticipated return now appears to be pushed further into 2025. Despite earlier hopes for a February 22nd appearance on the DAZN platform as part of the Riyadh season events, Crawford's comeback has been delayed. This setback is due to a minor health issue that Crawford is addressing, as confirmed by His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, a key figure in orchestrating these major boxing events. Turki Alalshikh, often the driving force behind the grand spectacles of Riyadh season, expressed a mix of frustration and humor over the delay. "We tried everything to make this fight happen," Alalshikh remarked. Crawford isn't ready just yet due to a small injury. He prefers to wait until May or later to step into the ring. His comments reflect both the challenges of organizing such high-profile bouts and the anticipation that continues to build among fans and insiders. The buzz surrounding Crawford's next fight is not merely a reflection of his health or readiness. Speculation is rife about a potential blockbuster event later in the year, possibly aligning with Canelo Alvarez's traditional Mexican Independence Day fight in September. This would position the bout as a centerpiece in the boxing calendar, likely drawing massive attention and potentially reshaping the sports landscape. The whispers of a Crawford showdown have only grown louder, with insiders suggesting it could become one of the biggest events ever staged in Las Vegas. This speculation is fueled by the prospect of Crawford facing an equally formidable opponent, perhaps even Canelo Alvarez himself. Such a matchup, if it materializes, would be a dream scenario for boxing enthusiasts, combining two of the sport's most accomplished fighters in a high-stakes, high-reward contest. As fans and analysts await official confirmation, the potential implications of this fight are already being dissected. A bout between Crawford and Alvarez would not only be a massive draw, but also an opportunity for Crawford to silence critics who argue that Alvarez has historically faced smaller opponents. If the fight is agreed upon, experts believe it could serve as a defining moment in both fighters' careers, offering a platform for Crawford to showcase his skills against a larger, more powerful adversary. The timing of this potential fight is crucial. Aligning it with Mexican Independence Day, a date synonymous with Alvarez's career, could elevate the event's significance. It would not only honor Alvarez's heritage but also draw in a global audience eager to witness what could become one of the most iconic nights in boxing history. Despite the delays and uncertainties, the excitement among fans remains palpable. The potential for a Crawford-Alvarez showdown represents more than just a fight. It's a narrative of legacy, resilience, and the ever-present hunger for greatness in the sport. Boxing, with its storied history of legendary bouts, thrives on such moments where the stakes are sky-high and the outcomes are etched into the annals of history. In the meantime, the focus will be on Crawford's recovery and preparation. His commitment to returning at full strength ensures that when he does step back into the ring, he will be ready to deliver a performance worthy of the hype. For now, all eyes are on late 2025, with hopes that the stars will align for this much-anticipated showdown. The boxing world knows that if the right agreements are made, the stage is set for a spectacular event that could redefine both Crawford's and Alvarez's legacies. Until then, fans will continue to speculate, debate, and eagerly anticipate the official announcement that could herald the arrival of one of the most exciting fights in recent memory. The fight would occur in the super middleweight division, where Canelo reigns supreme. Crawford, stepping up from light middleweight, seeks to join the elite ranks with a championship in a third weight class. This clash is poised to be legendary, showcasing two of the sport's brightest stars in an interesting twist. Predictions about the fight's conclusion have surfaced. Preliminary research indicates that Crawford may win the first round carefully while assessing Canelo's approach. As the rounds go on, the fight is anticipated to be a strategic contest, with Crawford perhaps winning by a slim split decision. Crawford, Terence, I see that he wants the fight, and he's made it apparent. Do bouts like that contribute to your reputation, or do you think they're not worth it? For me, every fight in my career is a high-definition, realistic picture of eager boxing fans anticipating a possible mega fight. The action takes place in a bustling, colorful as 2024 draws near. Arena patrons donning the boxers' memorabilia are hanging up banners with rallying calls for the exciting bout, creating an electrifying sense of anticipation and watching the announcement on the large screen. Although there has been no official announcement, the boxing community is ablaze with rumors of a historic bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Boxing insiders say that if it were to happen, this fight could rank among the biggest events ever held in Las Vegas. I want to leave a different legacy. As I mentioned earlier, Turki Crawford is a great fighter. He's good, but he wears weight glasses for a reason. Although details are still being finalized, there are rumors that he might fight in late 2025 on September 16th, which perfectly fits with Canelo's custom of fighting around Mexican Independence Day. Both fans and analysts are eagerly awaiting confirmation in the hopes of an exciting fight that could change the boxing landscape. Experts believe the fight would take place in the super middleweight division, where Canelo would reign supreme. Crawford, moving up from light middleweight to join the elite ranks, wants to join the elite ranks with a championship in a third weight class. Yes, they called and texted me yesterday and I said, look, this clash between two of the biggest names in sports is set to become legendary in an intriguing twist. Predictions about the fight's conclusion have surfaced. Preliminary research indicates that Crawford may win the first round carefully while assessing Canelo's approach. As the rounds go on, the fight is anticipated to be a strategic contest, with Crawford perhaps winning by a slim split decision, regardless of the outcome. Both fighters are set to make a lasting legacy in the sport. Only time will tell as the countdown to 2024 approaches. I'm not going to discuss any other fights because I'm fully focused on this one. I don't like the way he talks, and I'm not in this position. Starts despite the lack of official confirmation. The boxing community is ablaze with anticipation over a supposed historic bout between boxing superstars Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. This high-stakes fight may be one of the most important events to ever happen in Las Vegas, according to speculative discussions. However, recent talks about a possible fight between Turki Alalshikh and Crawford have caused a media frenzy because, according to Alvarez, I'm in this position if he wants to work with me. Is it in my way, knowing their way, what I need it was? What didn't you like about his speaking on the matter? In the ever-evolving world of boxing, where negotiations and future matchups are constantly in flux, Canelo Alvarez remains a figure of steadfast determination. Recently, Alvarez addressed rumors and discussions surrounding a potential fight with Terence Crawford, making it clear that his focus is firmly on his upcoming bout with Edgar Berlanga Jr. Alvarez revealed that he was contacted by His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, a key promoter and power broker in the boxing world, regarding a possible showdown with Crawford. The fight, which was being discussed for February in Saudi Arabia, seemed to hold significant appeal for many within the boxing community. However, Alvarez was quick to assert his position. I respect Turki, but if he wants to collaborate with me, it must be on my terms. Alvarez stated, emphasizing his unwillingness to deviate from his current path. As Alvarez prepares for his September 14th bout with Berlanga at the Beverly Hills Hotel, his focus remains unwavering. The fight is a crucial step in his career, and Alvarez is determined to give it his full attention. This commitment to his current fight underscores Alvarez's disciplined approach to his career, prioritizing the present over speculative future matchups. The potential clash with Crawford, while tantalizing for fans, appears to be on the back burner for now. Alvarez's refusal to engage in discussions about future fights until after his scheduled bout reflects a professional and methodical approach to his career. For fans and analysts, the prospect of an Alvarez-Crawford fight remains a distant possibility, contingent on future negotiations and decisions. In the world of boxing, where plans can change rapidly, Alvarez's stance serves as a reminder of the importance of focus and control. Whether or not the Alvarez-Crawford fight materializes, Alvarez's commitment to his own terms and immediate goals ensures that his career remains firmly in his own hands. Alvarez told PBB.com on Tuesday that they wanted to meet with him to discuss the fight with Crawford in February. I responded, "Look, I'm not interested in talking about another fight after September 14th. We can talk, but not right now." Alalshikh then declared on X late Monday night that he had just concluded a crucial meeting and that with my team preparing for the fights we will have in 2024 and 2025, I had chosen to put the Canelo fight out of my mind. Instead, he said, I would be concentrating on the US market with bigger bouts, particularly for the legendary Crawford, and I was also concentrating on the Riyadh season card, Anthony Joshua vs. Dubois at Wembley edition on September 21st. Depending on the outcome of the opening card for the Riyadh season, which pits Bal against Better Beeve on October 12th, I will construct the card for Fury vs. Usyk on December 21st. Another major card is scheduled for the first quarter of 2025. Stay tuned for the division and unified super middleweight champion. Alvarez said that on the first stop of his and the Baranga's publicity tour in New York, he said the same thing to his sometimes promoter Eddie Hearn. I don't really care about it. I'm totally focused on my fight. They called and texted me yesterday to ask if we could discuss the Crawford fight. Eddie Hearn said, hey, we want to talk about the Crawford fight in February, Turkey. Also, Schick wants to meet you in person in Los Angeles. According to Alvarez, I said, look, I don't want to talk about the fight. A few people clearly put Alalshikh on hold because of his significant investment in boxing, which has led many fighters to travel to Saudi Arabia or accept purses they have never seen before in order to compete under his Riyadh season banner or to meet him yesterday here in Los Angeles. I then said, look, I'm the height of the elite ring kissing. At the Los Angeles card on Saturday night, when Crawford defeated Israel Madrimov by unanimous decision to win the World Boxing Association 154-pound title, disrupting the card's course, Alvarez was bowing to no one fused in this fight, and I can talk about other fights. Maybe that's why he talked about that today, because I said I'm not ready to talk about it. Maybe that's why they announced this, because I said no, I don't want to talk about the fight. Meanwhile, promoters Hearn and Oscar de la Hoya attended a ring ceremony giving Alalshikh a special induction into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, despite the fact that he has never held a fight in the state. I'm really focused on this banger fight, Alvarez remarked. In the past, Alalshikh tried to make fun of Alvarez by claiming that he was funding the creation of the highly anticipated UFC event at the Las Vegas arena. On September 14th, Alalshikh also said that the UFC card would overshadow Alvarez's performance. Alvarez, who just won a unanimous decision against another young contender, Jaime Munguia, on Cinco de Mayo weekend in May, said, I just want to fight on those days. In response to Turkey, he texted me yesterday saying, we can talk about the fight in February, saying that he still feels the world's #1 fighter is Crawford. I'm not here to disrespect anyone, he said. I always fight on Mexican Independence Weekend, and my fans and my people have never let me down. Canelo Alvarez, one of the most formidable figures in boxing, remains unfazed by the mounting pressure and numerous challengers seeking to dethrone him. As he gears up for his upcoming fight against Edgar Berlanga Jr., Alvarez spoke about the significance of representing Mexico, particularly in a bout steeped in the historic rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico. It's amazing to represent my country against a territory that has produced so many amazing fighters, Alvarez shared. He emphasized the pride and responsibility that come with carrying the hopes of his nation. The Mexico vs. Puerto Rico aspect of this fight is something that will inspire my countrymen to strongly support my card. Alvarez's prominence in the sport ensures a constant stream of challengers, including top-tier fighters like Terence Crawford. Being Alvarez means a constant stream of challengers like Crawford clamoring to fight me, he said. Despite the persistent calls and messages from potential opponents, Alvarez remains focused on the task at hand. Yeah, they call and text me, but I say, look, I'm not going to talk about any other fight. I'm focused. It's an honor that everyone wants to fight me, but my focus is on my current challenge. Professional boxing experts remain divided yet intrigued by the potential matchup between Alvarez and Crawford. Some analysts believe Alvarez's experience and skill in championship rounds could give him the edge. Canelo's expertise in championship rounds is where he shines. His ability to stay composed and deliver in high-pressure situations is unmatched, one expert noted. Others argue that Crawford's speed, agility, and versatility might tilt the fight in his favor. Crawford's adaptability and quick reflexes could enable him to edge out a victory, perhaps by a narrow margin like a split decision, another analyst speculated. Alvarez has not shied away from expressing his views on how he conducts business and his interactions with challengers. "Look, I don't like the way some people talk or approach things," Alvarez said, referring to the ongoing negotiations and discussions surrounding potential fights. "If someone wants to work with me, it has to be my way, not theirs."